We've had a growing number of MPs coming to visit us here at Crunch. We've been talking to them about the issues affecting micro-businesses in the UK. One of the key issues for us is the government's planned increase in dividend taxes from April 2016, which we think is going to hit micro-businesses especially hard. Recently, this was a topic of debate in Parliament, and local MPs Peter Kyle and Caroline Lucas took up the issues. Here are some highlights from that debate.
Clearly, it's going to impact on the ability of people who are self-employed and running small businesses and micro-businesses to sustain either their own income or their lifestyles.
Here's Peter Kyle, Labour MP for Hove and Portslade, talking about some of the issues affecting micro-businesses and his experiences of visiting Crunch.
I myself became self-employed at an earlier point in my career, and then I moved on to set up a limited company and set up a micro-business as well. And I co-founded a local business, and I have to say, looking back, it was the most educative experience of my life. Every moment that somebody who is self-employed spends on the phone, either to the local council or to HMRC or any other government department, is a moment that they're not spending out there earning new business, delivering contracts, and earning the money that will give them the security they need in the long term. Now, in my constituency, we have a fantastic business, and it's an accountancy company called Crunch, which has been set up to supply accountancy services specifically to people who are self-employed and running micro-businesses. I know that the member for Brighton Pavilion went to visit a couple of weeks ago, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's great that people are starting to notice just how fantastic this business is, but also how important its services are, because they provide light-touch, fast, responsive support to people who are setting up their businesses. And the great thing about being able to visit them is that they are able to harness the insight, because of the thousands of customers they have, of real-time trends within self-employment. They're able to see the impact of public policy on the small business and self-employed sector. And I know quite often HMRC and government departments struggle to get the kind of real-time data into the impact of government policy at any one time. And one of the trends they're seeing is that one of the predictions that they make of the negative impacts of public policy is that the leap from 0 to 7.5% in basic rate dividend tax particularly is going to hit the lower earning company directors the hardest. There is something regressive about the changes that are happening to dividends tax, not progressive, and we need to make sure that the tax burden is shifted to one that is being progressive, not regressive. And if he does so, I know that he will be met with support from both sides of the House. Crunch, the company in my constituency, has a proposal for the Minister, which I hope that he will take away with him, because they do represent a large number of self-employed and micro-businesses. What they're suggesting is that the transition is most challenging to micro-business owners as it leads to a steep hike in tax overnight. They are proposing that either deferring the introduction of these changes for at least 2 years would enable businesses time to adapt, or the introduction of a 3-year credit to keep dividend taxes at 0% for those business owners on the basic rate of tax. I have sympathy with these calls and this proposal. It's certainly something that I am supporting, and I hope that the Minister will consider in the spirit.
Caroline Lucas, the Green MP for Brighton Pavilion, also took part in the debate, and here are a few of her comments.
I don't think government's doing enough to support micro-businesses. Indeed, I don't think they've properly got their head around just how big the impact that micro-businesses have. You know, so many people are now employed in micro-businesses. They make a huge contribution to the economy. And yet so much legislation is, if you like, kind of micro-business blind. They're just not looking at the impacts of legislation on those businesses.
But does he agree that the pressures on those small businesses are made even worse by the fact that they often struggle to get hold of HMRC advice right now, either on the phone or when the tax offices are closing? So as well as having a bigger consultation on this issue, the government should look again at resources going to HMRC.
Thanks for watching. We're going to keep up the pressure on this debate. We're going to keep raising the issues with MPs. We're going to go out and tell decision makers about what micro-businesses are doing for the economy and how some of the plans could harm them. We need your support, so do sign up and keep watching our videos. Thank you.